this thing here is cool because we have a ivory slab that has decorations on it. And the palace of the kingdom of Israel in Samaria was referred to as Bet HaShenhav, the house of ivory. And it's actually the prophets referred to this, or Bet Hashen even, they refer to this in a derogatory way. Right? You've decorated your ivory houses. And God's saying, you sinned and I'm going to destroy those houses. Well, when they excavated at the ancient site of Nineveh in northern Iraq, what was the capital of Assyria, they actually found many of these ivory slabs, and they had Hebrew writing on the back. You would have two pieces that fit together, and at the point they fit together, there was an aleph on one and an aleph on another. And the next scene had a bet on the end and a bet on the piece that fit together. And they were written in Paleo Hebrew. And there's no question whatsoever, those were taken from the royal palace of the kingdom of Israel as war booty by the king of Assyria. This is the famous Tel Dan inscription. It was written by one of the Aramean kings in Aramaic. He was a king of Damascus. And he talks about here in this inscription how he defeated the house of David, Beit David. And there you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from the bottom. The second letter is a bet, and a yud and a tav, and then daled vav daled, the house of David. And this was really important when it was found in the 90s, because there was biblical scholars who claimed that David never existed. He was like King Arthur. He was a figment of later imagination. And then they found an inscription about the house of David. And if there was a house of David, there must have been a man, David. It was in Arad in southern Israel. We've seen other things in Arad, but here we have this temple, and it was destroyed by King Josiah. And what's interesting is that we have the father and the mother goddess, but they don't have a graven image, right? So these people kind of knew a little bit about the Torah. You're not supposed to have a graven image. And they said, okay, we won't have a face. We won't have a body, but we still got to honor God with a little altar. And he's got a wife. We want to honor her too, right? So it's kind of like this complete mix-up matchup of idolatry. And here's an incredible document. This is a letter that was written at Arad in Paleo Hebrew. It was excavated by the archaeologists, and it mentions Beit Yehovah, the house of Yehovah. It is the oldest reference in a written document to the house of Yehovah, but it's almost certainly not talking about the temple in Jerusalem. It's talking about this high place that we just saw that was, and what we're seeing here, by the way, are the actual stones that were moved stone by stone and erected here in the Israel Museum to show you exactly what it looked like. This isn't an artistic representation. These are the actual stones from the house of Yehovah at Arad, and this is what the prophets call a high place. This was a forbidden temple outside of Jerusalem. So the earliest reference to the house of Yehovah, to the temple, because in Hebrew it's not called the temple. In the biblical Hebrew it's called Beit Yehovah, the house of Yehovah. The earliest reference doesn't refer to the temple in Jerusalem. It refers to a forbidden temple, a high place, but the prophets rebuked the people for worshiping at. Let me read you what it says. This is the transcription. It says, Adoni Eliashiv, Yehovah Shoel, I can't see that, Lishlomcha. Yehovah Yish'al Lishlomcha. To my Lord Eliashiv, may Yehovah ask about your peace. Ve'ata, and now, Ten Lishmaliyahu, give Shmaliyahu, and then they're asking for some supplies. And concerning the matter which he commanded me, may there's peace for him. Beit Yehovah hu Yoshev, he is sitting in the house of Yehovah, almost certainly referring not to the temple in Jerusalem, but to this high place that King Josiah later destroyed.